Hello, Natalia. Hi, how are you? Long time.
Yeah, long time. I'm good. Thank you for invitation. I'm very happy to be
Uh,
here.
yeah, it's pleasure to have you back on our podcast. Let's talk about data. So today is kind of a special session for young folks uh, who are studying or maybe who are just graduated and available in the market or who are junior. So just for our audience, Natalia is instructor as well. She is doing professorship as well, and we will learn from her what she is doing, how she is doing. So Natalia, tell us about yourself from the angle, because this is our second podcast.
Ye-
So from the angle of instructor or professor, how it whole thing started first of all, and then we
Sure.
will go into detail. Yeah.
So just first, I think I'd like to add one thing that I have been teaching a lot for people that has many years in the marketing
Okay.
because there are many people like with transitions
Hmm.
between fields from marketing, from administration to
Okay.
artificial intelligence, data analytics, data product manager, governance. We have this big umbrella of possible fields and also people that have been working with data during the last 10, 15 years, but like to improve in some specific areas. For example, data storytelling or data product manager, because we have a lot of different
Hmm.
stuff here. So in the end of the day, if you are needing something from this big umbrella, I may help.
So experienced people can also contact you, not just junior, right?
Yes.
So we are all good onto this one. So tell us
Yeah.
about yourself, like how you enter into the field of instruction as an instructor, or maybe you're a professor as well. Professor is a very formal university role, right?
Yes, yes. Uh, I always liked to understand the things in this root and in a more philosophical perspective. And to understand this level of the things, you need to explain them. We need to
Hmm.
explain them for people that don't know them. My background is in statistics, and half of the first half of the course is just around the foundations. And
Hmm.
the second half, we will start to use the foundation to understand the actually regression, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and statistical modeling as a whole. And we cannot ask that much investment from people to understand this second part of the thing. I think
Hmm.
it's important to have people that have this foundation, but at general, we should be able to talk to explain the techniques from advanced analytics in a more accessible way.
Hmm.
And actually, this was my entering in the there is how I begin because I started to explain for people that was not from the advanced analytics area stopped, and then I started to receive invitation to teach some classes or to mentoring some people or even speaking around these talks, this theme, and then the nowadays I am teaching like in INSPER, which is a business university in Brazil, in master school, which is a school that works in German, LinkedIn Learning. As a freelancer, I have some course for them there and some other initiatives. I really like to try to help the complex topics be more accessible.
Okay, so you end up creating your own content because mostly is on PowerPoints, right? So you do PowerPoint content or you do hands-on trainings as well?
I had both. I use a lot PowerPoint because I think they are important to give the big picture scenario. So for example, if I am teaching machine learning, I I am always using PowerPoint to help to understand the pipeline. And
Hmm.
I am co-creating the pipeline with the students. So it's not about this is the pipeline. No, let's start the beginning. And why are we splitting in training test? And there are some discussions, some examples, some cases where if we don't do that, we have problems. And now, okay, now we have this thing in our mind map. Let's add other. And then in the end of the course, we have that huge thing with a lot of details, but it was co-created. But but sure, I have courses with Power BI, with R, with Python. I think this is the mainly three, but sometimes someone asks me to teach around a different tool. Like recently, they asked me a Tableau course. And in the end of the day, it's easy to adapt because if I know what I want from the data, if I understand the data, because that's the thing, I think myself as analytics translator. So I understand how to talk with data. It's just about where is this bottom in the tool, where I can find what I need to do in the tool. And it's easy when we think in that way.
So you just mentioned Python and R. So these are two languages you focus on. And you are saying if someone asks you Tableau or Power BI, you don't say no, but your core is Python and R, correct?
Yes, yes. I think more R than Python. I prefer R,
Oh,
but
you prefer R, is it?
the marketing prefer Python, and
Yes,
that's
yes.
it, right?
Yeah. So, okay, let's stay here. So, when you're saying Python and R, are you, so first of all, it's in which language? Is it in English language or your own language?
I have both. I have some in Portuguese. I am from Brazil and I live in Portugal, but I also have some materials in English. Master school, for example, I teach for German students and in English.
Okay. And this courses is for a weekly basis or a monthly basis session. How many sessions?
It's a mess. I have everything
Everything.
you know, yeah. I have like in LinkedIn Learning, this course Introduction to Artificial Intelligence, 2 hours.
Okay.
I have in MBA, the Data Science and Decision MBA in INSPIR, which is a business university. I
Mhm.
teach design think for data scientists, and this
Okay.
is 3 months. I had
Okay.
this in company course recently was with the R HR people team and was around 6 months in weekly. I have
Okay. So you
many,
have multiple
a huge
combinations.
shelf. Yeah.
So it means what you do is you talk to the your student, whoever contact you, and I think you must be doing some kind of initial exploration session, and then you will propose it. Hey, how many hours and how many months you need? Fair enough. So
Yeah.
as I can see, you are a professor and instructor. So normally, are you connected with some other third party, or you promote yourself? Just Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads? How you promote yourself?
And I think I am thinking because it seems more intentional than it actually is. Because I talk a lot about data analytics stuff in
Hmm.
my LinkedIn because I like it. When I don't know, I read this book recently, The Art of Statistics. I think it's an amazing book. And then I share things related to this material in my
Hmm.
LinkedIn. Or when I have a meeting, because I work as a data product manager also, I have a meeting with the stakeholder and we have an interesting discussion. I share my insights in LinkedIn. Learn. So I really like what I do in my daily basis. And I like to talk about it. And since I am always sharing these materials, these pills related to the area, people reach me to teach some classes, sometimes for mentoring, and
So how
I,
do they reach you? They find you on LinkedIn or you have a website? How they reach you?
and currently I have only the LinkedIn. I have like Linktree, things like that, but it's not very updated. So LinkedIn is definitely one channel, but also I know a lot of people because
Ah.
I end up to be um, I have this big network around my students, other instructor, other professor, people that I already worked with because I already worked in many different
Hmm.
big companies. And yeah, I am I talk a lot. So yeah, I am always knowing new people. And they sometimes recommend for things.
Okay.
So
Okay.
recently I did this consultation around data visualization. This company was building a business report and they want to share for the first time some data related to their field. And I help them to, okay, how can we show this data in an accessible and a well-designed way? And also build the metrics itself because data is tricky. Sometimes if you don't normalize or you don't use some seasonality adjustment, we can have problems. And again, I am good to talk with data and I'm good to talk with people. I do the bridge.
So that's good. That's good. So okay. Then let's go further into detail, right? That when you teach R or Python, normally you are sharing some predefined notes or you pick up a use case and then because students will be very much interested, right? Because
Yeah.
nowadays, somehow or the other, there are hell of a YouTube videos in the market. So how do you differentiate yourself from the free content sitting out there?
Sure. I think two or three things. One is, like I said, I co-create a lot. So I am always talking with the audience. And if they ask about something, I will answer that. If I thought that I should cover 20 topics, but the during the section we stop in one or three, and then we will decrease the number of topics to 15. That's okay because it's more important be comfortable with what we already covered, then cover everything.
Hmm.
And I think this mindset is really different from what we have online because
Hmm.
online you don't have this interaction. Of course there is some YouTube channels that do live and that, yeah, but here is more about this that thing like I don't understand that, I'm sorry, I think it's stupid. No, it's not. Let's discuss. I'm gonna give a lot of examples related, and this is the second thing. I share a lot of examples and not general examples, but um, real cases. I have a bunch of experience in the area. I already worked as data scientist, data analytics, growth manager, data product manager, and I am always thinking about the area. So I can give very specific things. For example, in machine learning, we have this thing called a confusion matrix, where we optimize the false positives, the true negatives, and things like that.
Yeah.
And the name of the things is confusion matrix. That means it's it's difficult. It's very confusing thing, and I have like three or four examples where we can understand why it's important, why I should worry more about not be wrong than be right.
Hmm.
And I think this kind of case is very different from what we are used to find in the materials. The materials are too technical and the example are too generical. It's not
Yeah.
my case. I share more daily things, including, and this is the third thing, the I know that many things in technical area are sell as it they are, I don't know, black and white. This is what we need to do. This is what we can do. And in the real world, the things are more gray
Mm.
because you have a second prioritization. You sometimes have a stakeholder with a really low data literacy level, and we need to adapt your solution to that. And I bring also this kind of discussion to the class. In the end of the day, yeah, this is the best approach in technical terms, but if you are in that situation, maybe is we have the second path to be considered.
Okay, that's good. I won't go into detail like what is your fee because we don't want to disclose that. But are you competitive in the market? Is it in thousands or it is in hundreds? I think
The,
as we are this kind of a become your marketing podcast as well. Would you like to share your fee as well? I don't see a challenge, but up to you.
um, usually I
Yeah,
work
just give
in
a
this
range. You can just give
hour.
a range. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of hour, it changed a lot because I teach and work with different countries,
Mm.
and in the countries, the range are
Yeah.
different. But in German and in Brazil, they are similar, like seven. We are between 7 and 9 euros per hour.
7 to 9 euro per hour. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Which
yeah.
is that is fair. That's not very expensive, I would say. This is a good.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's a very fair fee, yeah. And but two things. One is sometimes you are invited to teach one thing, and so you have a lot of backstage work for
Mm.
something that is like one shot. Sometimes we are working something that we can use the same material, the same ideas in different
Yeah.
context. So this is something that is different between the different projects, but also sometimes uh, recently they invite me to prepare something related to governance, which I don't have many materials, but is very related to the discussion that I used
Mm.
to do in class, and the fee was like 40 per hour.
Okay.
And so it's half of what I am used to, but is an opportunity to study this field more and structure the materials and uh, give take the feedback with the audience because I definitely am not the kind of professional, the kind of teacher that give the material. No, we co-create the material. Sometimes I have 2, 3 slides and I jump for a browser or to the Excel to Python, and we start to build a small data set so I can show what I am trying to explain. So I
Okay.
am, if I have the slides done and I can see in the face students they are not understand or their question is not being answered with what I already have done, okay, I can do other thing. I am very creative and flexible in the class, and the governance was a great opportunity to have more materials related to AI ethics and these other things because I really like to connect the dots. For me, the data analytics umbrella should be one. Like when
Yeah.
we are in the healthcare, we have different specialties, but they are all related. For me, it's the same in artificial intelligence, data analytics.
Okay. That's good. So you normally end up passing that co-created material to the students, right?
Yes. They complain about that. They ask me, could you share the materials before the class? And they say, I prefer not to because I'm going to change that
Of
a
course.
lot during the class. And what I started to do is I can share the material
Uh,
from the last class, most related class. But I cannot promise that I will not change because we are going to change a lot of things.
Now, which is fair. Now, another question is because what if corporate center sector contact you or even general students? Do you provide a certificate?
No, no certificate. Not it should something that I could do, but I am really bad in these more bureaucratical things. But yeah, I definitely should. I started this consultation with people that build
Hmm.
brand, and maybe the next year I start to do something like that. For now, what is more common is some leadership in the area that know my content
Hmm.
because I am always talking about related things in my LinkedIn. They invite me to even speak
Hmm.
around some teams, and there is these companies that hire me to teach the class in some company. Uh, Yeah, in organizations at general. So the company has some other company that teach these things, and they build a team with 3 or 4 instructors, and I am one of them.
Okay, but if someone asks you, "Hey, Natalia, I've done certification or course with you, and I need to show it to my company on XYZ," you can create an optional that you can create a certificate and give it to them, right? Because everything
I
is soft copy,
should.
right?
Yeah, I should, but if you want to help me with that, maybe we
I
can
can
build
do
a
that.
company.
I,
Yeah,
I
that.
can do that. Yeah, no issues at all. Let's talk about this as well, because I know a lot of people that who can provide this kind of services, and they can put their couple of cents on top of it, or maybe a dollar or ringgit on it, or maybe euro on it, whatever and they say we will provide you and courier you the certification. Because what happens if especially see local guys or a random trainees still okay, right? Like
Mhm.
I come from a corporate and I just want to learn Python myself. It might not be a problem for me not to have a certificate because I'm already in the corporate. But if I bring my company and 100 users to get it trained from you, by compliance or by process, I need to give certificate to everyone. So
Yeah,
yeah,
like I said, usually I am hired for a second
okay,
company that
got the
is
point.
that, yeah, but I already give some in companies was directly, but without the certification. The truth is, I am very good teaching complex things. I am very good at. I am very good to connect the dots. I am really worried about the people that I am speaking to. Let me show you one thing. I think it's here. I am not sure it's here, but when I start a course, I like this is the name of the students. I take a lot of notes around what they who they are, what they want to. I measure their knowledge at the beginning of the courses and at the end, so I can. So I take the teaching thing very seriously, but all the other things relate to that. Like we need to send invitations. The link should be in the same place. We need to give certifications. I hate it. I hate it with all my heart. So if
So
there
don't
is
worry,
someone that
don't
build
worry.
that for me, would
Don't
be
yeah,
nice.
don't worry. Let me connect you with someone who can support you on this one because this will really scale up your profession, right? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Now I have another question. If someone comes you and asks you to get a training from you, is there minimum number of hours they need to commit with you? or you're
Uh,
open for few only?
I am open because I have also this mentoring program
Hmm.
is something that I avoid because avoid is not the word. Actually, for example, if you ask me, I want a mentoring. Okay, we are going to have a 30 minutes section for free
Hmm.
so I can understand what you want to, what you are looking for, and then I can understand. Okay, I can help you. I am you the person for you because
Hmm.
sometimes it's not the case. If someone want to begin in the area, for example, they don't need to hire people like me to help them. There
Hmm.
are a lot of free content, free materials before that. But if we are talking about someone that is make the transition between areas, I may help because I can help them to realize what they already know and what they have as strong points to be used in this analytics world. And yeah, I sell like 1 hour. You
As
can
well.
buy
Okay.
1 hour, and yeah,
Yeah.
it
Okay.
helps.
That's great. Okay. Now my third question would be, as we say, certificate. Certificate is something someone do a course with you, and you can give them a certificate of participation or attending. And the last one will come is, do you offer exams as well? Hey Mustafa, I have taken Python test for you, training from you, and end of the 10 hours you say, Mustafa, these 100 questions are there, answer for me. Do
I,
you
I
have
have
those?
I have a lot of quiz. I
Okay, you
use
have.
that a lot, but I use it usually in the class. For example, I have this uh, introduction to R. Oh, I think is around 15 hours, and each 2 hours we have a quiz with 10 questions.
Ah, okay.
So I have a lot of these materials, and I really believe this is a important way, not just to measure, but I use the quiz to bring new topics to help you to have more portfolio of reference. So, for example, I have this. I really love this question I have in one of my quiz, which is around what is the name? I just forgot the that said I am not recording
No worries at all.
the
You can give me later, I
name.
can mention.
Paradox, uh,
Okay.
Simpson paradox, which is a really technical thing for one side, but for the other side, it's a, a basic idea in analytics. Basically, you can make a decision looking for a scenario, but if you split the scenario in two, this decision can be turned over in these two scenarios. So, for example, I can in one when I am studying at university, I can see increasement in something. When I split by department, I can see that all departments had decreasement in this same topic.
Mhm.
That's why it's called a paradox. And but at the same time, a very important thing is we are talking about when I take a decision in one scenario, maybe it's not the same decision when I split it in
Mhm.
sub scenarios. And I don't have time to discuss this in discourse, so I put as one question in the quiz. I There is this video, 5 minutes video, the students watch and then they need to comment how we could avoid this paradox. Oh,
Mm.
I love question. I love this kind of quizzes and things that people can amplify their view in the area.
No, no, this is great. This is great. And what about one-to-ones? Because these will be live sessions, right? Do you prefer, or your rate, which you just mentioned, 7 to 9 euro hour? This is for one student, or on the other side, it can be as many.
I prefer like 15 students. It is for me is a good number because I can know all of them by name. You know, when
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
impress this thing, I can work on. And data analytics is a very multidisciplinary discipline, but the people are
Mm-hmm.
specialists. So when I have like 15, I can bring examples from the technical perspective, from the analytical perspective, from business perspective, because usually I have these three different kinds of professionals to work with to discuss. Actually, I these three things, tech technology, analytics, and business, I usually call the plate pulse data professional because, yeah, a plate pulse is a animal that
Mm.
is not a duck. It has a lot of different characteristics, but it's a hybrid thing. It's a mix up of different things, and I really believe that a good data analytics, artificial intelligence professional needs to be a merge of things.
Absolutely. So you are saying you prefer at least minimum 10 participants in your class, right? It cannot be
Yeah.
one participant, because one participant, then you have to spend 1 hour for 8 or 7 or 10 euro, doesn't make sense. It has to be.
Yeah, yeah. When I work with one participant, is a mentoring thing. It works, and
Okay, it is also there. Okay, one to
yeah,
one is also
yeah, it works. But usually one to one is a more mentoring
more
journey
expensive
than,
as well, right? It is
yeah,
more
the people
yeah,
for them is
yeah, yeah.
definitely for
So
because
yeah.
this pricing part, like I said, I usually sell it by hour, but sometimes people hire me for a project, so they pay
Mm-mm-mm.
me for a complete thing. And how the students achieve my class, they can be paying a full program, they can
Mm,
be paying like LinkedIn Learning, which is
mm,
a signature, or you have it from your company. So people can reach me for different things, but nowadays the only thing to hire me as a person is through mentoring. I don't offer any course that people can sign up.
mm. Oh, yours. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, okay. So this R and Python training you normally do corporate, but if it is one to one, it is normally mentoring, right? Then this
Yes.
course is not there.
Yeah, yeah. For example,
Okay.
the our introduction that I mentioned, I gave it in the summer course in USP, which is a University of São Paulo, is the biggest university in Latin
Mm-hmm.
America, and they have this summer course, and I have my course there as
Ah, okay.
one option. But so people can enroll during January only because summer in Brazil is in the beginning of the year. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think this is good, right? And as I mentioned, that I can connect you with few people, because a lot of companies are opening their LMS systems. Their courses are going online. I can connect with you. By the way, I'm going for this podcast is let's talk about data, right? So I'm coming up with an idea of let's talk about data 2.0, where I'm going to connect all these people, sitting like you are sitting in Portugal or Brazil right now, right? You're Brazilian, but you're sitting in Portugal, and you don't have accessibility for someone who is sitting in New Zealand or Australia, maybe in Pakistan, maybe in India, right?
Actually,
And
I have many students there because the
oh,
program,
you have.
the master school program has at least, I don't know, 30% of people came from the Asian at general.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
so I
good.
have many, but they are students. They are not hiring me directly. Like I said, they
Mm-hmm.
enroll in the master school and then they
Yeah, yeah,
found
yeah,
me
yeah.
there. And we became friends because I am this kind of teacher. I really like to help
That's
the
good. That's
students.
good. But the thing is, so now what I learned from you is your courses are majorly from the corporate or from the university, but your courses are not from the open market.
No, but it should be
But you are
because
open, right? You're open if
yeah,
someone listening this podcast comes to you directly, hey Natalia, I want to learn Python. So I think you're open for that, right?
yeah. If someone asks me, I want to learn Python, I probably would share a lot of links with a lot
Yeah.
of open materials. Like you
Yeah.
don't need pay me for that, but if someone is saying I want to understand, that's actually the most common thing in my mentoring program. I i want to give a next step in my career, so I'm mentoring a lot of senior professionals in the area, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do because in technical area we are used to have a very strict path. Like you need to know that this other thing. We need to know a lot of hard skills. And sometimes the next step is not about hard skills, about the soft skill. But
Yeah.
when we try to understand the soft skill, it seems a lot of sorry, the word bullshit that they are talking about things and you think,
I
no,
hate
no, I don't want that. I
trust
don't.
me, trust me, for me to grow in my career, I was lacking soft skills and somehow I hate soft skills. Hate to learn or hate to do it, but I have to do it. And this podcast is one of the initiative from my angle to get myself into soft side. But we are very techie people, right? We are very direct,
Yeah,
very direct. We want to solve the talk, do, solve, go away. That's our
yeah,
attitude, right?
yeah, yeah.
So I lack into it, but I'm trying my best to. So it's good to know that. Actually, we have a time check of 5 to 6 minutes. So I think this is a great session. So just to close this session, right, I would really need your help to give me all your promotion stuff. I will put into the description of this session, this podcast, maybe what you teach and your rates, all those things, whatever is shareable, you give me, I will put it into this. Hopefully, someone can contact you directly as well and indirectly as well. And I will try to take your course and propose it to some LMS companies as well as corporate as well. Let me try. Let
Yeah,
me try.
yeah. I am, like I said, I hired these people that help me to build a brand. So, for example, this week I've just received, we just finished out my personas.
Hmm.
So, someone that want hire Natalia, what kind of personas we have? We have some
Hmm.
companies to give in companies courses, but we have these universities that sometimes need someone to teach some specific topics, or what is really common, some multidisciplinary topics in a more advanced way, but also as accessible way. Like I said, I really can explain what is happening in the backstage of a ChatGPT or machine learning algorithms in a way that people that don't have background for it can catch the point. And I other persona is just like you said, people from tech that hate the soft skill but need to evolve in this area. I can help them, not talking about the soft skill itself, but try to make it more connected with the tech skills, because I really believe it's not about um, give up of our pragmatism. It's not about give up of this way of working with the things, because that's our power
Yeah.
in a table. That's what we bring to the table. It's more about be able to connect how we can share this perspective with someone that don't have this perspective, and there
You
is
are right. You are
ways
right.
to do that.
Yeah, sometimes what happens, this techie people want to go into soft side, and soft skill is normally is the forte of salespeople. So I
Mhm.
personally feel techie people can do anything or everything. They cannot become as good as salespeople
Yeah.
because that is their forte, right? So I feel these techie people need to come into the middle ground. So sales
Yes.
can still there, techie can still there, and the people who want to evolve, they can come into the middle. Like people like me, right? I want to
Yes.
evolve to the higher management side, but I know I cannot be as good as someone who is from marketing, who is from sales. So I come into the
Yeah.
middle. I
Yeah.
bridge that gap.
Perfect. That's the kind of discussion that I have in the mentoring. Sometimes we discuss some. Actually, this discussion is something that I like to do in courses
Hmm.
because I have this effective communication in data analytics.
Hmm.
People usually talk about. I don't have it here, but storytelling with data is a very famous book, and it's a good book, but I don't like this book because it's technical. And storytelling with data is not about techniques, is
No.
about people, is about understand what kind of thing that we usually talk and speak about and the audience understand wrongly.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it is, and I, like I said, I have a huge um background. I have many examples to share. I have many slides with good before and after. And okay, the I have quizzes like you are going to talk about someone that is not from the area, this phrase. And then you're going to ask what you understand from this phrase. And it's funny because people from tech will understand some one thing and
yeah.
people from non-tech will understand a different
Differently.
thing. And it's important for us as tech people know this gap. We cannot
Yeah,
feel something that we don't know. And yeah, I can help in this kind of thing, and I also can help in other thing that I really like, which is we have the tech area, okay, but we have different specialties inside the
yeah,
tech
yeah,
area,
yeah.
and I can help connect the dots, even considering that, for example, we have data engineering and we have machine learning. If you talk about modeling, people from data engineering will think about tables, relationship between tables, and people from machine learning will understand the the function that we are fit the data. So one word, two different
Different, yes.
understandment, and this kind of thing I think is really funny to discuss in class and help people to build the strategies to face the world.
Yeah. By the way, you are missing a very good book in your library. Its name is I Am Datapedia. It's a very good book on
I
data.
am data or
Pedia. You
data
search,
pedia.
you search
Okay,
I Am Datapedia on Amazon. You search.
okay, I will see it. I saw it here. Your book, right? Okay,
I am just
okay.
taking this opportunity. I
You
don't.
can definitely send it to me, right?
Now you have to buy. I can't send.
Okay, okay.
Just kidding. Okay, so this is great, right? And there was one question just popped up into my head, and I just missed out, but I think it'll come back. So, yeah, so these things we can do, and you can pass this to me. I was about to say something. I don't know. Our age is going. We have to eat more nuts. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I normally give these kind of examples as well. That by the way, my book have all these simple, very layman term. That is how normally I do. Yeah. Okay. So I think this will be great, and we have 7:03. So we are already 3 minutes on top. I think Natalia, it was a great pleasure talking to you, and I will connect back with you, and we will maybe after this session, if you can give me 10 minutes, if you don't have anything else, let's connect back and understand how I can paste everything in in my description and how I can support you and
Sure,
assist
maybe
you.
you
Yeah.
promote a new course and not only companies, right? Like many students ask me, do you offer a course I can enroll? Just the course. I don't want to enroll an MBA. I don't want to.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's
I
discuss.
just want
Let's,
like
yeah,
15 hours
yeah, yeah.
of data communication, for example.
Yeah, that's let's close this session, and after this let's talk 10 minutes odd, and I will
Okay.
share with you what I mean from let's talk about data 2.0. That's my plan for future. And again, thank you so much
Thank
and
you.
pleasure to have you. And I'm going to book you next year, same time, same day. Normally, that's what I'm
Okay.
doing with all my guests nowadays, that I book them 1 year next year, same Friday. Maybe if this is second Friday of August, maybe I'll book you second Friday of August next year as well. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Natalia. Take care.
Thank
Bye bye.
you. Bye bye.